Good morning, everybody. Uh, I'm very happy to see such a beautiful faces in the audience. You all look like 20s, very beautiful. And I see some of young men back there. Looks like 20s there too. Thank you for coming. uh, Actually, I'm very happy this morning because I was able to bring some of my children to this beautiful country of Philippines to have them experience this great global peace convention. And this is their first time visit to Philippines, and this is their first time actually attending this convention to see what their father and mother is doing. So if they could maybe stand up and greet the audience. Right there. So two ladies and then one young man there. Thank you. The reason I wanted them to attend this women's session is because I want them to really realize the importance of women. Not because simply they're half of the humanity, but because of the qualities, the unique qualities that women have. So through this kind of convention and kind of to see how women leaders are doing throughout the world, I hope they learn to appreciate women, they learn to appreciate and help them and be able to do great things in the future. That's my hope. So with that said, I will start. To all the guests, aspiring leaders, and participants gathered here today, Magandang umaga. I hope I said this okay. Magandang umaga. Good morning. Welcome to this important forum to establish a new women's leadership culture for peace and development. I especially wish to recognize the movers and shakers of the global peace women's movements, including Dr. Nona Ricafort. Any of you from this audience had a chance to visit her house last night? I heard it was a great success. Her Excellency Hazia Amina Namadi Sambo, the former Second Lady of Nigeria. Dr. Eva Latham, our great friend here and the great advocate of human rights movement. Honorable Cynthia Aguilar Villar, and our dear friend Donna Schuler, and Rachel Murray from America, and Honorable Junsook Lee from Korea, and Ms. Keiko Kobayashi from Japan. We're all honored to have all of you here. Whenever I visit the Philippines, I feel warmly welcomed by my Filipino brothers and sisters. It is fitting that we are gathered in this beautiful country, which has a legacy of great women leaders. I was also inspired to hear that during this Global Peace Convention, the month-long Panagbenga Festival is taking place. Not only does this flower festival celebrate the season of blossoms, but it also celebrates the rebuilding of Baguio City after the 1990 earthquake. We often associate blooming flowers with rebirth and new beginning. I hope that this gathering can nourish a new start of a woman's leadership in building peace. Today, the global community is making progress toward encouraging women's participation in peace building. In 2000, the UN Security Council passed Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. More than 60 countries, including Uganda, the Philippines, United States, Nigeria, Korea, Paraguay, Japan, and Kenya, developed national action plans to include more women in preventing and resolving conflict and sustaining peace. Although the effort to increase engagement is very important, our focus should not only be limited to the number of women leaders. I invite you to also consider what are the greatest leadership qualities that women should aspire to cultivate. Global Peace Women believes that leaders must first appreciate their own value to understand and respect the value of other people. For this reason, women's leadership starts with cherishing our innate value as women. Did any of us choose to be born as a woman or man? None of us chose our identity at birth, but this is our God-given destiny. Both men and women are endowed with intrinsic value by our Creator, and the qualities of each are complementary and essential. The characteristics of women provide an environment where peace can take root and grow on every level. Yet the world struggles with gender-based violence, human trafficking, and many other social problems because family members and women themselves do not recognize their value. What about us? Do we truly recognize our highest value as a representative of womanhood? One of Global Peace Women's priorities is thus to uplift the value of women around the world. For example, Global Peace Women Kenya launched a mentorship program for university students and young professionals to work with teenage girls from urban slums. By helping them to understand their value, young women will find the strength to rise above the challenges of drug abuse and teen pregnancy. They will benefit from role models and life skill education to build healthy, successful future. It is said that women provide a foundation for peace as the pillar of the family. Daughters are more likely to care for their elderly parents and siblings. Numerous studies have found that because of their warm emotional support and frequent communication, sisters develop really harmonious relationships with their siblings. Most importantly, mothers devote themselves to nourish, educate, and raise children since conception. From painful labor throughout the child's life, mothers embody a sacrificial heart for the sake of the next generation. I'm happy to hear that already the girls in this program are gaining self-confidence and respecting themselves more. This understanding of self-respect naturally leads to respecting and appreciating the value of other people. Relating with our family and community members in this way creates the harmonious culture of one family under God. So the girls, in the family, I can use our children as example. The girls, they have different qualities from the boys. So when mother gets sick or the siblings get sick, they come to me and say, "Mom, are you okay? Is there anything I can do?" Even 8 years old, even 10 years old. Even my daughter there, she always bring up medicine and, But sons, they they show their love in a very different way. "Oh, Mom, are you sick? I hope you get better soon." That's it, right? But I can still feel their heart. It's just the way they, show their love, and caring. So even through raising children, I can definitely see the differences between men and women from such a young age. And then I really appreciate the creator for creating two different genders. He did so because there's an absolute necessity for two different genders because they complement each other and they're absolutely in need of each other. So, raising daughters, I many times feel, at her best, you know, she grow up to be a mother, and then, from the experience she has from when she was young, and the learning that she gets from her mother, then when she becomes mother, she really, without even telling her, without even teaching, she innately has that love for the caring of children, which is really amazing. The mother's at her best is a lifelong source of unconditional love, harmony, and counsel. Together with the father, a mother instills the core values and moral compass in children so that they can make wise decisions, navigate relationships, and contribute to society. Virtuous mothers ensure that global peace begins in the home, one family at a time. Unfortunately, the public and media often overlook the peace-building impact of women leaders in the family. In some cases, women's contributions in the home are even described as demeaning. Rather than appreciated for the nurturing heart of a daughter, sister, wife, and mother, women's roles in the family are often disdained. This is because we live in a culture that values career advancement and material gain above all else. The truth is, the family is the hub and model for all other social relationships. No one can deny that healthy and happy families depend on women's unconditional love and sacrifice for the family. Peace begins in the home because it is where we learn to trust, respect, and work together with members of our human family. The warm and nurturing family environment that women create is the model for the peaceful world of one family under God. Women also play a crucial role as peace educators. For example, GPW Korea initiated a program for unification education in the home. As you may know, the 70-year division between North and South Korea has also divided the hearts and minds of the Korean people. This is a huge challenge to Korea's unification. Therefore, South Korean mothers in this program try to teach their children at home, whenever there's a time, that North Koreans share a common heritage and that they are part of their family members. Women-led education is thus healing the division of the Korean people's hearts to prepare for Korea's peaceful unification. Ultimately, GPW believes that true women leaders should aspire to embrace all human beings as members of their own family. This culture is embodied in the intergenerational extended family model. My husband, Dr. Hyunjin Moon, emphasizes the importance of the extended family model in the peace-building process in his recently published book, The Korean Dream. He writes, "The structure of the extended family with its many different roles create a framework for intergenerational cooperation and a wide variety of relationships through which we can cultivate the best elements of our humanity. These lessons, taken to heart by each new generation raised within the extended family, allow us to relate together with other human beings in a cooperative, peaceful, and cohesive manner, whether in the smallest social unit of the family or the largest, the global community." In order to facilitate this ideal, GPW launched the extended family movement through forums and the family festivals in nations such as Uruguay and Nepal. Also in the Philippines, I heard that you have the custom of mano. This is when children greet elders by asking for their hands to receive blessing and wisdom. It is a beautiful expression of intergenerational respect. Just as parents serve the grandparents, and the grandparents educate and love their grandchildren, we naturally cooperate and help each other harmoniously across generations in the family. We want to replicate this culture in society by relating and cooperating with others like our own family members. Traditions that celebrate these types of extended family relationships create a loving and peaceful environment. For the extended family model to succeed, women's roles are indispensable. After all, women are natural peacemakers. Don't you agree? Natural peacemakers. After all, women are natural peacemakers. Mounting evidence shows that women promote peace and security through increasing dialogue, building consensus, and de-escalating tension. Experts say that the 2014 Bangsamoro Peace Agreement in the Philippines was successful because of women's leadership. Many Filipinos agree that ates, which means, I heard it means older sisters, are less likely to be perceived as threats and more likely to compromise with empathy and love to achieve common goals. Women legislators are also more likely to prevent the recurrence of conflict by caring for marginalized populations. Global Peace Foundation's One Family Under God campaign in Nigeria is a good example of how women strengthen reconciliation. Women from different religious, ethnic, and tribal backgrounds came together to serve the community. These different groups have a history of conflict and tension, but women were instrumental in bringing them to understand each other and collaborate. This demonstration of thoughtfulness and warmth shows women leaders' strength in creating an environment of harmony and cooperation. The core of the example above is the culture of selfless service and unconditional love. These traits are essential to women's efforts in building bridge of peace. To promote this ideal, GPW Paraguay created the Living for the Sake of Others Award to honor service-minded women leaders. For the past 8 years, we have discovered many unsung heroes who are underappreciated for their devotion to service. By recognizing their merit, GPW Paraguay is encouraging and inspiring more women to follow in their footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everyone that the dream of peace requires each of our efforts. For women to fully promote and sustain peace throughout the world, their innate God-given values should be recognized and celebrated on every level. Let us cherish who we are as women, and let us strive to become harmonizers and peacemakers in the family and society. As the Global Peace Woman motto states, peace begins where? In the home. I'm honored to be among such great women who deeply love God and are dedicated to peace. I hope that you can join with me in committing our hearts, effort, and unique qualities to this noble cause. May God bless you and families. Salamat po. Is that right? Salamat po. Thank you. Thank you very much.